we going live? We are live. Hello, everyone watching Montesong. I am joined by Chris and I am joined by Nick. Today we've been watching Montesong and we've just had the jury points for the show. The current top three are in third is Molina Vujic, in second it is Neon Neon, and in first is Nina Zizic. Now the way that they're going to do this, they gave each other, it is going to be ranked points. So Nina currently only has 12 jury points, second has 10, third 8, and so on and so on. So this could be interesting for results because it will limit the amount for televotes. I will say we are currently on an ad break as we speak, so you're not missing anything by being here and hearing my voice. So let's see the comments first of all. We have the lovely Maria. Hello, Maria, obviously a member of Eurovox. Chris is here, Maria. He is here. I can promise you that. Rye Bailey, regular of the channel, of course. Not the best bunch of songs, but he liked Isaac. Well, I can't remember where he finished in the jury vote. I don't have much hope for him, but you never know. I'm sure you never know. He can technically still win. Hello to Bayanye Balazet. I'm deeply sorry for mispronouncing your name there, but thank you for joining us this evening. Before we get into the results, I can just hear some feedback. I don't know if anyone's mic is working. But before we get into the results, which obviously will happen in a sec, Chris, Nick, what are some of your highlights from the show? What do you think about the first national final of 2024/2025?
I loved this show. It was so iconic for me. It's a great way to start the season. Like it's on another level. It's in own league.
To clarify, Nick, when you say iconic, do you mean in the sense of Eurovision iconic? Yeah. Right. Yes, exactly. Adds up. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I completely agree with you there, Nick. I wasn't like, if you could have asked me to predict tonight's show, I couldn't have done it. The staging, like you had staging that was kind of completely different to what the title of the song was. Like it was crazy. I loved it. Like I was entertained from start to finish, honestly.
Yeah, I think I mean I was entertained for the wrong reasons. Kicking things off with like the half an hour with no songs at the beginning. We had to wait for a load of interviews to just introduce everyone. I'm like, can we get to the songs, please? That's what we're here for. Then they only did 2 in a row, then did a break, and then.
But we had a nice history lesson.
We did, and then all the artists sang like the same 5 songs every time. It's like either Serbia, Montenegro 2005, or Julie, or like some other thing.
Yeah,
Rye Bailey not mincing his words there with his thoughts on the final. But you look, we've kicked off Eurovision 2025 national final season with. I don't want to say a bang, with something, but we are back from commercial break now, so we will get a little bit more serious here as the results are coming in. Nick, you might need to help translate here what's happening.
I just have to turn on the volume.
Turn it on. We can obviously turn it on a little bit. These, I believe, are the zeros or the ones and the 2s. I mean, we'll know who wins by who stands out and goes, I have won. That will be a good. Right, here we go. They've got the points up now.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're going from all the people that have got 0 and what points they have. So song 15 got 4 points. Repeat got, once the graphic updates. Typical Montenegro. It's not on my end. It's frozen. It's Montenegro. Yeah. I mean, they might have 0 for all we know. Oh, 6 points for Gloomy Ban and San, who did not get any jury points. So 6 for Gloomy Ban, or Gloomsy Ban, I should say.
Gloomsy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
1 point for Luka Radovic. That will not be enough to win. Obviously, there's Axe with 12. And it will be Ben's 9 got no points. No points for Ben's 9. I can't say I am too shocked based on the performance this evening. I can be mean to them now. We're not going to see them again. Anastasia now with I'm surprised she didn't get any jury.
I was expecting she was going to do better.
0 points in both. That is surprising. I think from she was one of the fan favorites overall, I would say. 1 point for Petrovic. No points in the televote for him, song 3. Isaac Sebanovic up next. Apologies if I've mispronounced that.
5 points.
5 points for Leto. That is interesting because that was one of the highest viewed performances on YouTube. That I expected maybe a little bit higher. But Bariak is next.
Wow.
Deux Pointe Bariak. I'll be honest, it's unlikely they're winning from that stage, but that will throw a spanner in the works when it comes to the higher points.
Yeah.
In terms of tiebreak as well, in particular. Oh, Derda getting nothing there. That's a shame. Or Georgia, I believe it's pronounced. Oh, no, 8 points. 8 points, actually. 8 points. These are some big points. Only 4 sets of points left to be given. They are the 2, the 3, the 7, and the 10. Nothing for Nova, song 2.
Oh, bless her.
Wait, no, 3 points. Wait, they're really confusing us here with how they're doing. 3 points.
It's Montenegro.
It is Montenegro. Tamara.
This is more clear than the junior Eurovision scoreboard, anyway.
Okay, Tamara got 0 points. Sadly, that is a shame. That is a shame.
Who?
Tamara? Yeah.
No, I thought she was going to do like really well.
She was a replacement, so I don't know how famous she is. 2 points for Kate. So we've got 3 songs left and only 2 sets of points. So one of the top 3 didn't get any televotes. Well, they got televotes, but not enough to get the top 10. It'd be interesting to see which one misses out. One of them is guaranteed to win. Bariak can't win from their position. How many is Molina getting? That is the question.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the 10 here, I believe, does win the contest based on maths. I might be wrong. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. My maths was wrong. Look, it's a new season. I'm getting the hang of the maths. Leave me be. How many for Molina? Was that none?
No.
Was that no?
Surely not.
Surely. She had the highest viewed YouTube video of anyone.
Did you get anything from that, Nick?
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's fine. We'll work it out. It's a shame they don't put a 0 next to the thing just to help us
Yeah.
out. That would be useful. This is the part where most people will not see.
Yeah, she gets 0.
0 points for Molina, which means either it's a guarantee either Neon or Nina are winning. It's whoever gets higher out of the 10 or the 7.
2 completely different songs.
Neon. Their points are being announced now. 7 or 10. They get the 10.
Have they done that?
Which
They
means
won.
Nina can only get 7.
Oh.
Nina can only get 7. That's all she can get. Which puts her on 19.
This is not happening.
7 points for Nina. Just waiting for the official confirmation.
Oh, by 1 point.
By 1 point, your winners of the first ever Montesong
Wow.
are Neon.
Yeah.
Neon with clickbait.
Woo!
This just proves how unpredictable this evening was.
Incredibly unpredictable. Right. Well, let's click off Montesong and get full into our thoughts. Right. So we'll start with you, Chris. initial reactions to hearing that Clickbait will be representing Montenegro in Eurovision 2025 in Basel?
I mean, the first national final of the season with a complete surprise. I did not see that coming whatsoever. It. I mean, I don't. I'm pretty speechless, to be honest with you. I thought it was like definitely a surprising performance, something completely different, something completely out of the box, which obviously, you know, is good at Eurovision. But wow, I'm shocked. I didn't see that winning, but it has. Wow.
It has won. Obviously, it won without winning either the jury or the televote. Second in both of them. Nick, obviously, your neighbors, Montenegro, have just selected their return act. Your thoughts on their selection here?
I'm just so confused at the moment. I don't know what to think. I'm just really shocked. I wasn't prepared for this result. Like, I had several options in my mind, and this wasn't one of it.
No, I'm fully in agreement there. I'm just for context. The reason I'm looking down on my phone is just to keep an eye on the final results. If I keep doing that, so but I also have it's because it's on Eurovision World. I do have the ratings. This scored 2.5 out of 5, which is tied for the lowest in Montesong. I can't say I was seeing this.
They got in the jury and televote again.
Pardon?
Do you know what scores they got?
It was 10. It was 10 in both. I can't remember the exact. I can't remember the exact jury score, but it was 10 in the televote and the jury, beating Nina Zizic by 1 point. Yeah, Clickbait, I have to say, is a song that is not one that I gel with personally. It feels quite dated. I think you could say there may be about a few songs this evening, and I tell you what, I do get it, and I'll tell you why, because it brings me back the vibe of 2016, the real thing. So if that is the style of rock that Montenegro enjoy, then I can understand why people gravitated towards it and picked it from the Montenegro area specifically. The wider appeal of an entry like this, I'm not sure is necessarily there. But let's go to the comments before we go any further, because we are getting a few more people coming in from Montesong and after that result. So we have a clear fan here in Barry. Oh no. By Right Bailey saying, oh dear, another non-qualifier. Chris, one of your friends is in. Luke is in the chat for us. Chris, were there any girl bop divas mama there? Were there any there, Chris?
Zero.
Luke,
not a ballads, but
a lot of ballads. Luke, my darling, the Benidorm Fest songs are out next month. Just wait patiently for them. So, Rex Ation is saying a revamp will help it. I mean, God, who knows whether Montenegro are going to do a revamp for this, or whether this will be the final product that goes to Eurovision.
I would just like to quote Montenegro YouTube channel when I don't know if you saw that comment under one of the songs. So, under one of the songs, someone commented, "This will be great with a revamp," and they commented, "And the revamp is." So
you make yes, it's I mean, revamps do not necessarily help songs guaranteed, even if it does have a revamp. Just from the simple case of you're not changing the foundations of the song, you're simply changing how some nice little musical elements in there as well. Chris is currently frozen on my screen. I don't know if that's another internet thing. Can we hear you, Chris? Is the mic working?
I can hear you. I can see you.
It's working now. It's just internet issues. If you can't, Chris is always here with us. It is okay. We can always hear him at least. Let's go on. I was going to talk about second, but here someone has brought up another song, so we might as well go and follow along here. Dali Senesial Baptiste, welcome to the show. You've said feels like jury want to screw Baliak. So interestingly, as we mentioned there, Baliak were the actual televote winners. They got all the points. Who knows how much they won the televote? Obviously, we do not know that system, but they only got 3 jury points in total, so only coming in 8th place with the jury, meaning they couldn't win. Really, it was a too big a mountain to climb. Nick, we'll start with you here. What did you think about Baliak? Baliak. And did you think were you leaning more towards the jury or the televote in terms of where you think they should have finished?
I was leaning towards jury, definitely. I wasn't impressed by Baliak. But I just got information about how many points they got. They received 400 points, 400 votes.
How much is that in comparison to the second place, or do you not know that information?
Not sure. I just see that Molina got only 49.
Right, interesting.
Votes. So it's just like family only.
Yeah, I think that's a bad indication of how many people maybe watched Montesong as well, which is slightly concerning.
Overall, there were 2,233 votes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's not the highest, but it's not
was
terrible.
there any reason why this national final was on a weeknight? Is it something like is there anything that was stopping this from being on a weekend?
My only guess would be the case of maybe they couldn't agree with the broadcaster that they would get enough views to guarantee to like put in a primetime slot on a Saturday. That's my only thoughts on why they put it on a Wednesday. Chris, going to you. Baliak, obviously, jury televote winner, did slightly worse in the jury, meant it couldn't win. What side are you leaning more towards here?
For Baliak?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that would get more of a televote, kind of would win more of the televote because it was the rock one, right? They were all in black.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was like more. I thought it would get more televotes because they seemed more of a unit on stage compared to some of the other rock bands. I thought they kind of like there was more connection between them each on stage, and I think this sold the performance well. I also liked the way with Baliak that there was I think 3 singers, or like 3 of them that had main parts throughout the song, which is what I'm still confused from the results, to be honest, because I thought if anything out of the rock ones, I think Baliak would have done better than Neon Neon. But hey, it's Eurovision, anything can happen. I thought this would definitely do better with the televotes, but there we go.
I mean, it won the televote in the end. It can't have done much else with the televote. It did all it could. My personal thoughts on Baliak, it didn't, again, not one personally for me. I prefer it to clickbait. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I think it was around maybe my 7th, my 5th, 7th. It was decent. It just didn't grab me. It didn't flow as well as I'd like it to. But the staging itself, decent enough as well. So I lean more towards that. I would have preferred it over the eventual winner overall. We'll come to more songs in a sec. Obviously, some big ones still yet to discuss, but let's go to some comments here that we have. Rex is saying, I was going to Leto, even though I wouldn't win. Yes, Leto finished in 8th place in the end. Ryan Bailey, they were last in the odds strange. And that is your early lesson, everyone, to not look at the odds for national finals. Chris A, lovely to see you. How to gauge clickbait with no other songs. Hard to gauge clickbait, I should say, with no other songs. With better staging, it might grow on us by Basel. Yes, I will say we are going to be closing this live stream with trying to predict how it will get on. I do appreciate that this is the only song that we have currently, but do your best. Fobba, you know what? Some positivity here. Clickbait was my favorite from the start. I am hyped. Good for you.
Good
Fobba, to having your favorite in there. Fobba saying it loves Circus Mercus and it feels like them coming back. Good if you enjoy Circus Mercus. I will not comment whether I am one of those people. Rex is here saying, and Scorpia was for the case. Let's be real, the Scorpion prop and armor was everything. We'll come back to that.
I agree with
we'll
you
come
there,
back
mate.
to Molina. But I will just quickly say, Oliver S, I should say. Sorry. Wow, crazy stuff. Welcome to the live stream. Guys, if you're just joining us and are yet to see the results, Clickbait has won for Montenegro and will be representing them on their return to the contest for the first time in a few years in Basel 2025. So I think the next song we should discuss, because I do like this comment, the song for the gays. In their words, not mine. With Molina Vucic with Skopje, the closer of this evening. And the fascinating thing about this is it got 0 televotes, but was the highest viewed song on YouTube. This and Leto both slightly underperforming. Chris, your thoughts on the absolute chaos that we saw for this performance and the song maybe itself?
You know what? This was like one of the few performances that I was like, yeah, the staging matches what the song is about. I loved that scorpion prop. I love the costumes. It was just the voice that didn't do it for me, unfortunately, with this one. There were quite a few sound issues tonight, I noticed. A lot of like singers had in-ear issues, which, national final things. But yeah, do you know what? I thought this would have done a lot better closing the show. I thought it was had the most memorable staging. But yeah, I'm surprised it didn't get anything in the televote, because if anything, I think at Eurovision, this would be a more televote friendly song. So yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah, it was surprising as well. Pardon, Chris, sorry, I cut you off there.
I loved it. I enjoyed it.
You did enjoy it. Nick, over to you. What did you think about this?
I also love the performance. I love the wackiness of it. The song is very dated, like 2010 at the best, so it was never a winner. And regarding the views on YouTube, I don't know whether they were real or both. I wouldn't comment on that. But yeah, overall performance was memorable, and it looked like maybe the most expensive one, like in terms of props and stuff. Most of the performances didn't have any props, so I think she invested a lot. But yeah, the base of a product wasn't that good.
No, I feel like I will say, just on the prop note, I will say, regardless of that, it wasn't the best quality national final in terms of production, but it was better than I thought it was going to be. It had more props. The performances really did put some effort in. There were some good things, and I will say, regardless of my thoughts on the song, Molina's stage show was definitely the biggest like WTF of the staging. I think. Not in a bad way. The Scorpion, like, there's a lot of things that you like feel Eurovision-y, and it feels like you can just translate over to Eurovision. The song itself, I like it, but it's very 2007 for me. It wouldn't, I don't think, have done much. Herself reminds me of the French act from 2013 and Polly Genova, that sort of a combo of those, that pop-up feel. But considering this got 8 points with the jury, I thought this was in contention to win. Turns out it wasn't, because the televote completely flopped it. Let's go on to some more comments now. Luke is back in the chat. He's saying, I only saw the results before. I've seen Emily's pronunciation was the highlight of the show. Emily's pronunciation was the equivalent of if me and Chris were juries at the Montenegro national final and had to pronounce the songs.
You know what? I feel like we'd do our research though. We'd have a good go.
We would try. Look, Chris, we both have separate Eurovision channels. We both know what it's like to pronounce a load of different national final songs not very well.
I always do a disclaimer at the beginning. I always,
Yeah, first song, apologize in advance. That's what you got to do. And another comment from Luke here. Chris, get better Wi-Fi and tell Karen she needs to switch broadbands.
I think it's time for you to log off, Luke.
What's great is, I know, because I've met Luke, I'm picturing him saying that in his voice, and it is very good. Tommy is in the chat. Hello, Tommy. If you want to come to my house, then click me with your mouse. If you know, you know. Tommy, you're going to have to explain that to us in the chat in the box chat after. I don't think any of us know that reference. Next who we got? Slobodan Milivojevic with good choreography, stage, and outfit. They could reach the final. No disrespect there. You are pretty much naming every part of the staging there. With the, you might as well start listing the with good vocals, with good with good outfit, just everything with good everything. But let's go on to another song, I think, because it feels like we should have talked about this one a lot earlier. And we'll go to a comment here from Forba saying, I thought Nina should have been more epic. It did not reach the potential that killed it for me. Something to do with Ket after maybe. Oh, they wrote it in another comment, but we're focusing here on Nina because obviously Nina did come in second place, winning the jury vote, but coming in only fourth with the televote, so 19 points, one short of clickbait. So, and interestingly, had she got that 1 point, no, she wouldn't have won. Anyway, I digress. Nina, I would say, was definitely the fan favorite amongst the Eurovision community going into the contest. She obviously had previously represented Montenegro back in 2013 with Who See, and this one got a lot of buzz. Chris, coming to you first, what was your thoughts on Nina tonight? And would you have preferred her to win? Do you reckon that she would have done all right in Basel had she gone all the way?
Yeah, of course. So she was a returning artist. I think it was 2013, wasn't it, that she represented Montenegro? Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really good that she was coming back with something different. I think I need to listen to this song a couple of times to really appreciate it. It didn't have that as much structure as the other kind of ballads that, like, there was a couple of others that I really liked. So I wasn't sure that was going to be enough to win. But I've got to be completely honest, I would have liked her to have won over who our winner is tonight, to be completely honest. I think it would have had more of a chance to have more creative stage, I think, at Eurovision and make sort of like a more dramatic impact, rather than something like not that it is a novelty entry, but like for me, more people to think that Neon Neon is a novelty entry.
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I thought it was a great performance that she gave. But yeah, I think there was something missing. I don't know what it was, but I just think there was something missing from the performance tonight.
Something missing. Nick, coming to you next, because basically we had a lot of ballads in Montesong this year, I think it's safe to say, and a lot of them stuck to that traditional Balkan ballad formula. Nina was the highest ranked one out of them. Do you think that was justified? And similar to Chris, would you have preferred Nina to be the representative of Montenegro?
Yeah, I would prefer Nina as well, and I think she would be the best shot for Montenegro to qualify. I think her performance wasn't that well executed. Like visually, you could see she is seasoned performer. Like she's really good performer, excellent vocalist. But the staging was like very empty. Those visuals were cheap. Her dress was decent, and if she had like a, I don't know, more sophisticated performance, I think she would have better chances of winning.
I somewhat agree, but I don't at the same time. I agree in the sense that there was definitely something missing in the performance here. I don't know whether it was just a lack of energy at various points. I think it took too long to get to like the really good point. But that being said, I feel like had she won, I would have put that on Montesong's production abilities. I feel like this song had so much potential and things that are fixable in it. It's like the LED, the staging, the dress, all fixable for Eurovision, and they don't have to be that much of an upgrade. The song itself, there was something about it. There was something about her raspy vocals, the passion in her voice throughout it, the non-traditional structure, which really gravitated towards me. And I feel like I want to see that Balkan ballad style stay in Eurovision. I don't want it to die out because I don't know how it would do in a televote only system, but I want to see how it would do. I feel like I know how clickbait would do in a televote system. I want to see Nina and her vocals. To be fair, that is one thing you cannot criticize. I don't think from tonight. Her vocals were very, very good. I agree more with the juries. I think this would have been a better entry and given Montenegro a better chance potentially to go through. Let's go to some more comments here. Just for some people who've just joined us. David W, hello. The jury's robbed Bariak. In your opinion, let's see. ESC, Ziva, Nina, and Baliak both robbed. They were so good. Some fan favorites here. Ry Bailey saying, never trust fan favorites. He corrects himself here. Ry Bailey, listen, all three of us have been in Eurovision long enough to know. We do not look at the fan favorites. I tell you what, and Chris and Nick, you can agree with me here. Here's what we do in national finals. When our personal favorite is not the fan favorite, we just go, well, the fan favorite will probably win. Let's not get our hopes up too much. We are down on ourselves. When our favorite is the fan favorite, we're like, well, it's too good to be true. It can't actually win. It'll be a complete surprise. Yeah. So again, we're negative either way. We do not trust our favorite.
Just don't make predictions, basically, and just see how it goes.
Yes, someone might have made their predictions. Someone might have made some predictions in previous videos on reactions to Montesong, and I can neither confirm nor deny whether they were correct. But Kieran here saying Nina was amazing in 2013 and in this year. Anyone else new? Betrayer 1992, Emily 1992. Emily, I mean, to be fair. Yeah, in a sense, yes, she did, because she gave 12 to clickbait. In a sense, I mean, you're not wrong, but it's a bit harsh. Yeah. Anyway, so that's our thoughts on the top. We've covered the top three there. I want to go round the circle here. The circle, the live stream, the triangle, whatever shape you want to do, the line, the block, the rectangle, just naming shape. We're losing our minds. It's like 10 or 11 where we are, guys. But we'll start with you this time, Nick. We've covered a few of the songs here. Is there any other songs that you thought stood out and were very good on the night that you want to cover and give some praise to?
I want to give praise to Dolce Hera.
And moving on to Chris. So
sorry, I have to say one fun fact. She got 8 points from jury by mistake because Tiana Bogicevic mistyped and she signed the paper and she saw that she made mistake, but producer said it was a final vote and she couldn't change it. So her 8 points were by mistake. She would have ended with 0.
She would have ended with 0. That wouldn't have affected any results.
No, but like...
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. No disrespect to repeat. It makes complete sense that it would have ended on 0. So yeah, anyway, do you have any actual... Assuming that you don't actually like repeat in that sense, do you have any other songs that you enjoyed that you wanted to give a shout out to? Nick?
I don't know. I think that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. You said your piece on Montenegro. Chris, do you have any more positivity for us?
I do.
Yay, positivity.
Okay, so my first shout out goes to the first song that really got my attention was song 5, Tamara Zivkovic with Poguban Let, and that was because I personally think if Nina Zicic had some aspects of this performance, then she would be the winner tonight. I loved the dancers. I loved the angelic vibe. I loved the simple but effective staging. I thought the lighting, like the amber lighting, was really good. And I'm really gutted that she didn't do better. So I think she would have been a great choice. I know, didn't you just say that she was a replacement?
She was a replacement act, yes.
Very interesting. But yeah, I thought like her and Anastasia cut the first one.
Yeah.
Gosh, I thought their voices were incredible as well. And then a quick shout out to Tina with Nova, because it was like one of the only like groovy ones we had tonight, and it was like I was having a great time listening to that.
I can picture yourself. I can picture yourself at the club, Chris.
Yeah, I was like, in Podgorica, like, yeah, no, I'm really surprised by tonight's result. You know, I didn't expect it to go like this at all, but yeah. But there's my shout outs anyway, and I hope they come back for future Montesongs.
Well, let's hope there are future Monty songs. Who knows? They might start investing in cars again next year. But so let's. My shout out. I completely agree with Tamara. My winner of this evening, fantastic song, and gutted for zero in the public. Like, that's criminal. Also, what is it with Balkan countries having their best entry be a replacement act between this and Baby Lasagna?
I know, right?
Last year.
Exactly.
Fantastic. My winner of the night. I also enjoyed Kiet with Obala Raja. That ended up in fifth place. I think the vocals could have been better, especially in the higher notes, but the actual song itself, I do quite enjoy. I love the drum and bass feel of it. And there was some nice creative staging as well with that one that helped it stand out. They're the two I wanted to sort of shout out. Any guys in the comments, make sure to let me know your favorites. I will say, and I said this in my review of Montesong when I first listened to the songs. Bear in mind, Montesong had 32 submissions. They literally had to select half the songs that were submitted to go into the contest. Considering that, the quality is not that bad. Considering they had to select literally half of them. Considering, Slovenia today have been announced. They've got over 100 submissions. They only have to select, I want to say, like 20. So it's not too bad. Any other favorites in the comments, let us know. Chris A saying Dolce Hera is to Montesong what San Marino is to Junior Eurovision. It's quite good. It's quite good. Rex is saying at least we didn't get another singer with violin song. That would have been 100% DOA given dead on arrival, considering Moldova 2024 can qualify with a better song. Ray Bailey likes Kiet, the drum and bass. He also saying don't bother with Montesong again. But that's we'll see what they do next year. So guys, we've covered all the positives of Montesong and just the overall general key talking points, I believe. Let's go back to the winner, Clickbait Neon Neon. It's a song that we will be talking about for months on end. And it is because Eurovision 6 months away. This is very early in the process, and it's going to be, in conversations all this time, comparing it with literally the other minimum 37 songs. There might be more. We'll have to see when the official country list happens. So this is an important one here. It's everyone's first place currently as well. So that's great. We're all in agreement. It's our first place of 2025. So as mentioned, we do not know any other songs, not even any other national final ones. We know some artists taking part in national final. We know Cyprus's artist, of course, but we know very little from 2025. We don't even know all the countries necessarily. That's not a guarantee. But that being said, just based on your thoughts on the song and, previous Eurovision knowledge maybe might help here. What are your thoughts on how Montenegro can do this year? Because we don't know what semi-final it's in, but obviously it will have to compete in one. And it is a televote only, bear in mind. This is actually the first time Montenegro will be competing in a televote only semi-final since 2000. And I want to say 9 was televote only, and then they had a jury tiebreak. So, Nick, over to you. What are your thoughts on how Montenegro can and will get on in Eurovision in Basel?
I think they will struggle to qualify, honestly. And they never qualified with televote only. And I don't know. I just think this isn't their year.
Not Montenegro's year. Guys, in the comments, please let us know how you think they will get on as well. We will come to those comments after we hear from all of us. Chris, over to you. Your thoughts, Montenegro, on their return, how they're going to get on?
I think this is, like you said, in a televote-only semi-final. This definitely gives Montenegro, I think, the boost that it needs, if it needs one. Do you know what? When I first watched the performance and I saw the makeup of the lead singer, I kind of got Bambi Thug vibes, in the kind of out of the box, kind of abstract kind of thing, which is, I think, I don't know, maybe it's something that they can lean into a little bit more. But again, I think we've got to think of the positives with this now. I think when we get to the Eurovision stage, they need all the pyro that they can get for this rock one. They need all the special effects and just, make this as big as possible and elevate it to the max. Because it's still going to be a memorable performance. Do I think it will qualify? Absolutely not. But it's going to be memorable and it's going to be part of that Eurovision 2025 collection. So
it will be absolutely. It'll be on the album. It will be on the album.
It'll be on the album.
It'll be on the album. So I'm going to say some positives about clickbait before I wrap up my point. There are 4 things to note about this that could help it. Point 1, rock can sometimes do well with the televote. We've noticed with Blind Channel, with Måneskin. I'm not by any means comparing this song in terms of quality to those ones, but in terms of genre, rock can sometimes have its fans in the televote. Point 2, it is a Balkan country. If it gets a favorable semi-final draw with the likes of Serbia, with Albania in there as well, some other neighbors potentially, there's some more guaranteed points to give it a little bit of a boost at the start. Point 3, they have all the pre-parties they can go to. Whether they do, I can't remember if Montenegro did go to pre-parties, if I'm being completely honest, when they took part, but they can go to them and they can play this song more, get more fans to enjoy it more, in particular than they do now. Let it grow on some. I know on the night, most people hear it for the first time, but in the process beforehand, let people grow on the song, or at least try, give them the opportunity to. And point 4, this has a niche and wacky feel. So there is an opportunity for them to lean into that, to go as crazy as possible with the staging. They might as well just say, sod it, it might work with the televote after all. That being said, all those factors input. My actual prediction, 13th in the semi-final at best. And that is at best. I can't see. Very specific. My reasoning for 13th is, let's say that at the moment there's going to be 16 songs in each semi-final. I don't see it being close to qualifying. But in theory, again, with those factors, it could avoid last, potentially. Maybe if it gets a second half draw as well. You know, there are things which may, but I mean, come on. A direct comparison, I compared this to 2016 earlier. That was nowhere near qualifying. So similar-ish style. The thing, I think the key thing there is the staging. If the staging is wacky enough and it stands out enough, then maybe. Absolutely maybe. But
I agree. I think they need to do something like this is what they've chosen, like not a Balkan ballad, which they can kind of like fine-tune. It's completely out of the box, so they just need to go for it now.
They absolutely do. Let's go to some comments on predictions. I'm sure they're very positive. Thiago Silva, ESC, they're most likely coming last. Well, okay. Let's so I'm sure there's going to be more definite positive comments. Geodude, nice. Never mind. Maybe Roy Bailey has a no. Never mind. Never mind. So
there's got to be one positive comment in there.
Foba. It was second to last in the odds, and yes, it won. I think it qualified. Positivity. And you know what, Foba? You vote for that song in May, and that you can help it. Obviously, if you're in the same semi as them. But yeah. Absolutely. It's not the most high profile, but we have had Harris, a more positive one, a more positive prediction from Harris. Second to last. Yes, we're going up. See, in the space of 5 minets, we've gone from last to second to last. By May, we'll be in first. This is the spirit of clickbait we need. Look, I want to say a couple caveats to them because clickbait, Neon. I want to point out to them that something that we haven't done, and I feel it is important that we do, and I apologize for. We need to congratulate them for winning because at the end of the day, they are going to Eurovision, one of the biggest contests in the world for artists, especially from countries like Montenegro. They're going to get so much more exposure and be watched by millions. This is a massive opportunity for them, regardless of what you think of the song. So massive congratulations for them, and I do wish them as people nothing but the best. I'm sure they are absolutely lovely. I've got nothing to suggest otherwise. This is all opinions on the song itself and the performance we saw. And that should go for anyone commenting on this. Do not comment on them specifically, despite what we have said, the actual people themselves. We're probably going to interview them throughout the year, and I hope they are lovely and maybe don't watch this.
Sure they are.
Amaru, I really wish we do not qualify to the finals with clickbait. So you are actually Montenegrin from Montenegro. Hello. Jury was corrupted AF. Public say Bariak was pure perfection. So yeah, it's always the case when a televotes winner is not the actual winner. You're going to get more, negative feeling towards it. Yeah, right, Bailey. Positive. It was better than Stop War. I can agree there. I can just about agree there. But yes, absolutely. So that was our thoughts on Montesong. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Especially, it is a Wednesday night. It is late in many people. So the fact we have hovered around the 15 viewer mark is absolutely fantastic. You are very loyal to us. And you know what? Regardless of the result tonight, Eurovision season is truly coming upon us. We're going to get more and more national finals as we go into the end of the year. We've obviously got Festivali de Kangas in December. Then we go to January, February. All these national finals are going to start kicking in. And there are a lot this year, I tell you. It's all very exciting. And you have to start somewhere. And we have started with Montenegro, and the song Clickbait is our first entry for Eurovision 2025 in Basel, which is not actually... Is it less than 6 months away? It's almost less than half the year. Less than half the year. We're getting closer. We are definitely getting closer. But we're going to be doing so many more live streams throughout this season. We're going to do so many more videos, so much more stuff. At this point, Andy would have released his Montenegro reaction video either now or soon after, or maybe very soon. So you can hear his thoughts on Montenegro's entry as well. If you also want, if you want to hear more than that, maybe he's more positive than us. Who knows? We will find out. As he's quite a positive guy, so we can have hope. But that will be the stream. Chris, Nick, absolute pleasure to spend this Wednesday evening with you. Wednesday national final, God, and yeah,
thank you, Harry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for all joining, and we will see you guys next time for another live stream, video, whatever we have on this channel next. At Eurovox. Take care, guys.